Good morning, Wildcats. My name is Mondo, and welcome back to Cats in the Kitchen. We're going to be making some delicious, inexpensive mousse cups made with chocolate and some whipping cream. You can add some cinnamon, or you can add vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and do a chocolate mousse in a chocolate cup. I'm going to show you how to make your cup or your chocolate vessel. You can do any way you want. You can use a cup, you can use a ladle. Here I have two ways. I have the cup and I have the ladle. Try to find one that's smooth all around with no rivet on it. And then you're going to grab some easy off baking spray. Spray the top. You get some plastic wrap. One nice layer on top. And you want to stretch it out so it's as smooth as you can. And you take your ladle and you dip it in there. You let the chocolate cool down a bit so then you can put another coat on it, kind of like you're painting a house or something. One more time. Let it drip off as much as you can. And once you get to that point, you're going to flip it over. And you want to cool these off in your refrigerator, just in your fridge. And in maybe 2-3 minutes, it should be nice and solid. Our chocolate is now cooled down, and in order for it to release from the spoon, from the ladle, we're gonna add just a little bit of warm water right in the center, just more like hot warm water. Maybe for 2-3 seconds, swish it around, and then discard your water. It doesn't. And then, hopefully, and voila! And now that our spoon is out, we can now gently pull out the plastic. And this is where it's important that it's as smooth as possible on the ladle, or else you'll have little spaces and gaps where the plastic is stuck in the chocolate. And now we're going to fill our cups with a mousse that we're going to make from scratch. And we're going to make ours chocolate, but you can make yours cinnamon, vanilla, you can use peanut butter, anything you want. But for now, we're just gonna do chocolate. We're gonna start with 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, roughly 40%. Throw it in the bowl, nice and thick. And you're just gonna whip it. You're gonna whip it real good. Your arm's gonna start to hurt, but you're just gonna have to keep doing it. We're gonna whip our heavy cream, our whipping cream, for roughly 3 to 5 minutes. Until you get a consistency of nice, fluffy, almost like whipped cream. Once it gets to that consistency that you want, we're gonna fold in our chocolate or our peanut butter. Once you start whipping it with another ingredient, you're gonna start to break it down. After a few minutes of whipping, we have our consistency that we want. And the way you want it is to be nice and thick and fluffy, and something we call stiff peaks. That means that it doesn't deflate when it's sticking out like a knife. This stiff. So we're gonna make 2 types of mousses today. We're gonna do a chocolate, and we're gonna just use the same melted chocolate that we had earlier, and then we're gonna do a cinnamon. So those of you who don't want chocolate, want a little cinnamon. So first things, you're gonna ladle maybe half of the whip after the cream. Each. Very stiff, very good. You want to use a spatula because you want to get every bit of this delicious cream that we made. For our chocolate one, we're just going to drizzle a bit of this chocolate over our mousse here. Use your spatula. We're just going to fold it until it's all incorporated. And you get a nice, also it's pretty cool if you leave it like this, you get some nice cool swirls. That's always fun. But if you want an even color, folding is essentially just picking it up, putting it over. I always like to add a little bit as I go because I have more chocolate than I have cream. The next step to make it extra fancy is we're gonna put our mousse in a Ziploc bag. I already did it here, but you're essentially just gonna dump it right in the bag, seal it, and just wipe off the edges. Slightly apply pressure, and kind of like a ice cream cone. And then you can do it with a spatula. You don't need a bag. Drop it in there. And we can garnish it with various things here. I have some fresh strawberries, some crushed up M&Ms, crushed up Oreo. I like to have the strawberry poking out. Finish it off with a bit of this. We have our cinnamon one here, so you want to use a little bit of cinnamon, like dusting. Dig in, shall we? Let's drop it down there. All right, Wildcats, thanks for joining us today in Cats in the Kitchen. And don't forget to wash your paws.